engaging like people to write grants for the university, or are you just looking for commercial sponsorship?
We're looking
And
for people to write grants. Yeah.
okay, we'll talk
Okay.
afterwards.
Sure we will. Yeah.
It is exciting. How big do you think this could? Yeah, how scalable, given the way that you operate with, the volunteers and the mentors, and could it be 100,000, a million,
Yes.
2 million,
Yes. Yes.
all of that? You think it's
I think
scalable that way?
first of all, it's very scalable, and I don't see any upper limit. The limit will be when we won't have enough, when we don't have more students. And there is no reason. There are today already the university, the Indira Gandhi University, that has 2 million students. University of Phoenix has 500,000 students. So there are huge, and they are fully online. There are quite a few big universities, and there is no reason that we won't be able. Again, I think that volunteers is something that is a little bit misleading. I think that I should make it clear. We use the volunteers as much as we can. We love having volunteers, but we don't rely on the volunteers. We will never be in a situation that if volunteer decide one day that he has other things to do, the organization stop functioning. So whenever we have volunteer, we have backup with our own staff to make sure that if the volunteer do not deliver, we have our own people to deliver. But the volunteer enable us to go very, very wide and very big, because most of them do not do deliver what they promise to deliver. So yeah.
This is another thought slash suggestion that's kind of out there, but in regards to retention being a problem, particularly in an online environment, one of the developments in social software outside of education has been the introduction of gaming elements into traditionally non-gaming systems. Have you considered the possibility of adding certain gaming, leveling, advancing, ranking, competitive elements that would perhaps incentivize and encourage people to get more involved in the process of learning?
We haven't so far, and again, the reason is that right now we want to make sure that it works, that it functions, that we get to the masses, give them great education, and it works. We might in the future, because the bigger, yeah, the bigger you are, and the more problems you solve and things work, you can let yourself look at other things, and yeah, we might.
Perhaps because I'm not as familiar with online learning, is there going to be a problem with assessment in terms of you're actually having to see the physical person? And my experience has been teaching in real classrooms, and that certainly is a problem with people trying to sneak around. As you become more successful and people are interested in the certificate and not necessarily the learning, then
I'm very happy with this comment, because usually people feel that only online there is a problem. Offline, everything is perfect.
Yeah, right.
And it is true, because because education is built on trust. Let's remember that someone hand in a PhD. How do you know that he wrote the PhD, right? So we think that we know, but so. But what we do, there are today quite a few ways to examine people and check that it's them. Second, students know very well each other. So it's really hard, the students know each other, and they are the best way to make sure that the students are the real students and they do the right job. But I would say also that as part of the program, they will be required to take proctored exams as well. So they will come to a place where someone will identify them and supervise the test, and this test will be mandatory. You can't get the degree without doing it. So that's it will be a combination of different mechanisms.
You were talking about scaling, and actually, school is one of the places where the network effect holds best, right? The larger it gets, the more mind share and the better it is for everyone. And I think the same would hold for your program. But it makes me think of the early days of the internet when the purpose was to network universities together, have them be able to share research and information. And I wonder if you've given any thought to not only trying to recruit students from the third world, but also get the buy-in from other schools, places like Harvard and Yale and Columbia, MIT, and get people to contribute to the discussion forums again in that sort of volunteer